I do find Kanade a very intriguing character, though. I do find her hella intriguing. It would be turned off even if the other person keeps on touching it. Then what if the killer had Kokoro's fingerprints? Uh-huh. The reason the killer did such a thing to Kokoro, that evidence at Kokoro's body, that was nothing like the Yukiona's curse. The severed limbs. Cut them off, you mean? The killer cut off both of Kokoro's hands because she needed her fingerprints. Cutting off the fingers to get the fingerprints? That was it. The elements of the Yukiona's curse were all just a cover-up. The true intention was the fingerprints. Wait, that means that the killer carried his severed hand just to turn on the student handbook, doesn't it? But how would you do that? It's not only the matter of hiding it. There would still be the matter of the blood and the smell. And another thing is, the killer didn't need to cut off the feet if they only needed the fingerprints. He didn't have to carry all the hands and feet. As Yoriko pointed out, she only needed a fingertip to get the fingerprint. Then why did she cut them all off? Because if just one finger had been cut off, it would have been obvious it was for the fingerprint. If it's only after the case when we discover Koko's body anyway. So the killer could only have the fingertip for a while and cut the rest at a later date. Is that what you're trying to say, Kana? Yes, glad you're starting to be logical. Just a guess. There's no evidence and not enough reason to do such a troublesome task for a fingerprint. No, there is evidence. At the time we discovered Kokoro's body, it was just beginning to melt and bleed. But there was a dry bloodstain on the bed. Strange, isn't it? What do you mean, strange? The dry bloodstain was from cutting the fingertip in the beginning. As Setsuka said, the imitation of the legend was just for show. This second island had a great motif of the Yukiona's tale, so she used that to divert our attention. Pretty well done, wouldn't you say? So how's that? Does this solve the trouble of how she entered the dorm room? Well, it certainly does explain how Emma entered Kokoro's dorm while disguised as her. And more surprisingly, the one who came out last during the performance. When we brought Kokoro back to her room was... ta-da! It was Emma. What about it? If she were the last remaining person in the room, she could have stolen the handbook without being noticed by anyone else. Emma? No, it can't be. This is just as Kanade expected. By spotting the killer first and tracing the case back with information from the killer, we could see what we were missing. Combining the reasoning just came out and what we revealed at first. I'm still wondering, where are we going to use the island clues, the changing room clues? And Shiobai's account, as well as the balcony and shit. The killer used the foregoing way to bring out Kokoro's student handbook. And after everybody went to bed, she came back to Kokoro's room before the power went off. Perhaps this is when the real and fake Kokoro were switched. And she cut Kokoro's finger off and locked her in the refrigerator. Oh, it connects to the refrigerator trick. My goodness, now we have solved all the problems we had at the beginning. The access to the room, the time needed to freeze the body, and the alibi problem. Wait, isn't this strange? I thought losing the handbook is a violation of the school rules. If the killer took Kokoro's handbook in that way, she should have been punished. It's not that strange. This is a theft, not a loss. And the school rules tend to make exceptions for murder. There was a rule saying that? Oh yes, Monocro said so when we opened the door of Kokoro's room and discovered the body. Well, I do believe we're a bit too late on that, though. What do you mean by... For further reference purposes, let me say it's allowed to break the door down in dire situations. The rules are strict, but it shall be forgiven to break them in certain situations. For instance, a murder. Well, since you did go out of your way to call me, I'll open the door this time. Yep. Oh, the door's unlocked. Kokoro! Speaking of the school rules, in fact, there's another rule the killer violated for this case. You mean the vandalism, right? You're quite smart. What do you mean, Yuki? Explain it. You said that, big bro. The day after the performance, you saw the broken Yuki-onna statue at the museum during your morning jog. Oh yes, we talked about the vandalism at that time too. The fact that nobody was punished for the vandalism means... Yes, it was part of the trick. To increase the plausibility of Yuki-onna's curse, she destroyed the statue to make it seem as if it awoke. That's one of the reasons, but the true purpose is different. As you all know now, the essence of this case is the killer's disguise. You can cover skin color using makeup, and the clothes by wearing Kokoro's. But what about the hair? The wig. That's where the wig comes into play. Hearing that the Kokoro we met was too similar to the original to consider her as a disguise. How did she make that hair? Huh? Maybe it's because of that piece of evidence? I have to go all the way down? That's bullshit. Is it? It's one of these two. I don't know which one. It's not okay. Then it has to be this. Yeah. I thought it was the wig. It made more sense, but I tried the other one first. Dressing room. She took away from the dressing room inside the museum. That's right. Of course, there were so many kinds of wigs at the dressing room, but there wasn't one that resembles Kokoro's hair, was there? Yeah. Do you remember the costume party held up the first night we arrived on the second island? Yeah, I do. Do you remember who took care of our hairdressing at that time? It was Emma. But what does the wig have to do with the broken Yuki-onna statue? The connection between the wig and the broken statue. Maybe it's because of that. Oh god. Okay. The wig and the broken statue. Now it has to be this, right? Yeah, okay. I thought I was going crazy because nothing else would make sense. And this one literally has nothing. Maybe it's because of the dressing room prop list. What's that? Oh, I saw that too. It's a list that contains the amount of stock for each prop in the dressing room. A list that tells us which wig or clothes amounts to how much, like that. If the killer had taken out the wig to disguise as Kokoro, then the dressing room would have gone one wig missing from the list. To cover that, she destroyed the statue and took the hair part to fill up the inventory. Why did she do something so unnecessary? Nobody would notice one wig missing. Hiding the disguise was most important for the killer, so she might have been concerned about such a minor thing. Indeed, the meticulousness was not in vain. Among us, oh god damn it! There was the one who memorized all of this list and checked for every single day. What? Who's the pervert? Sorry, it's me. No, I'm sorry. I don't remember very well, but I feel like I made a mistake by not doing such a thing in the past, so... When did he do that? I'm trying to recall. Oh shit, I know exactly when! It was the very first case of Danganronpa Another. It was because of him, well, not noticing that the rope was gone, that Mitch was able to use it to kill Kyoka. Oh shit, okay, yeah, okay. Lineage, you clever little sneak. Well, it was a previous work habit, too. I can't bear to be without knowing exact quantities of the stock. Even though Teruya had checked it every day, we didn't even notice that the wig had disappeared. We can say that the killer had been too grandiose. But if the stock had not been filled, Teruya must have noticed the loss, so the killer had the advantage. What if the wigs in the dressing room had the pieces of the destroyed statue on it? The interference started from there. Still, he would never have come up with the disguise idea without Kanade's help. No, I was just able to do this because I looked outside the box. Well, it seems like the identity of the killer is being revealed. Emmy. Emma, you really... Emma, if you really are the killer, just confess now. I don't want to argue with you anymore. Are you? Oh, shit! Are you that eager to accuse me of being the killer? You've ruined my friendship with Kokoro, my ultimate talent, and everything else. And you still haven't had enough? Don't cry. I once thought it made no sense to suspect you. After hearing all that, I can't believe those fake tears. She truly deserves the name of the ultimate actress. Those look totally real. I still can't find out who's telling the truth. If we vote an innocent as the killer, everyone but the killer dies, right? If you all have a death wish, so be it. What do you mean? I'm not the killer. All of you are being tricked by Kanade's verbose yet wrong reasoning. If you pick me, then we will all die. And the real killer is laughing among us. Please think again. When will you stop that disgusting act? All of the evidence incriminates you. Sorry, you said so, didn't you? If Kokoro hadn't have died, maybe thanks to me talking to her, she would have joined us. I wanted to be her friend no matter what. Which means if I get slain here while I'm innocent, I won't be able to fix Kokoro in the afterlife. There's still a chance Trust me, I will contradict your reasoning. I'll prove to you that I'm not the killer.
少し休ませてもらうわね。
Oh shit, Emma. Let me point out the falsehoods. I've just got to find one. One minor flaw in your sound reasoning. But that minor flaw will prove my innocence. I hope I can change your mind. Alright, Emma. Let's see what we got. Rebuttal showdown. Let me see what arrows we have. Monocruise balcony, show by's account, and bag of dry ice. Okay, it's those 3 things we haven't used yet. Kokoro's handbook. Should go to the museum. I couldn't get out of the monocruise. Oh, okay. Alright, I saw it. It's really impossible for Emma to commit the crime. Okay, I have seen it. Ouch! I have seen it. Shit, I fucked up. Okay. Dang it! I fucked up, Chad. Guys, fuck! Don't look at me. There we go! Let's go. Yeah, the clock. No, it's possible to get out of the monocruise after the door is locked in the nighttime. What? Now you're arguing black is white? Sora? This is not nonsense. It was impossible in the previous island. We got access to something new after the last trial. The balcony door at the fourth floor hall, I mean. Oh, that's right. The balcony door opened after the last trial. But the 4th floor of the monocruise isn't that low down, right? She could get out of the ship through there, but it's just too risky. But what if she had a rope-like thing to climb down? No way, Yuki. Nobody went through the balcony. Rope-like thing. This reminds me of the testimony about the balcony. Shinji, my boy! We still don't know what this was for, though. All we're missing is Shobai's account and the bag of dry ice. Excuse me, Shinji. Oh, whoa, why did you call me all of a sudden? Shinji has just not been here throughout the entire trial. Didn't you tell me that you saw something on the balcony side on your morning jog on that day? Oh, you mean that? I think I saw something like a big long cloth being rolled up. So Emma, according to what Shinji said, wouldn't it be possible for the killer to get out of the ship through the balcony during the night? Of course it's impossible to come back that way, but we know how Hajime did the last murder. If the killer had come back just right after the door is open, nobody would notice her and the perfect crime is achieved. Perhaps what Big Bro saw was the killer quickly retrieving the rope-like thing after coming back from the outside. What? That's just a hypothesis. I don't know about any such thing. But the time Shinji mentioned exactly corresponds to that day, doesn't it? Yes. Maybe that's the way she used to move out. We've got too much evidence already. Don't you know that a series of hypotheses can be put together as a reasonable argument? Really? Is it really you, Emma? No way. Em did. To sum it up, the killer could enter Kokoro's room freely from that morning, so we had recognized the disguised Kokoro as real, and as the real and alive Kokoro. And that made us believe that the case is a locked room murder after her certain death. In fact, there is another reason to doubt Emma. Since the performance, she has finished her meal very... I forgot to point this out, but this was another reason I suspected Emma. She hadn't been eating, and the fact that the meal Yoriko brought was no longer there indicates to me that she ate it. Since she has never finished a meal with us, why? Because she had to act as Coco if she's the killer, that is. She demanded us to bring 2 meals a day at the appointed time. So Coco must be in the room at those moments. However, at the same time, Emmy herself should eat with us to avoid suspicion. Thus, she had no choice but to make up a reason to get out of the dining hall and start disguising. Come to think of it, I believe that was the reason she designated a specific mealtime. It was done by Kokoro herself, but now we all know that she was actually the disguised killer. By setting the exact time, she can decrease the risk of an unexpected situation. Everything makes perfect sense. So, you're going to doubt me until the end, even though you are all missing one important fact. There's nothing like that. Stop struggling, because it's getting a bit disgusting. No, it's a thing that was mentioned before. I'll prove you that it was totally impossible for me to disguise as Kokoro. Alright, what is it, Emma? Just don't dig your grave further. Oh shit, okay. You're saying I disguised as Kokoro, okay? That's absolutely impossible. I'm an actress, not a voice actor. I can't mimic her voice. Oh, wait. There's a height problem too. Kokoro and I have completely different heights. You really believe I can disguise as her? Of course, these two difficulties could be explained by the disease. But think of this as this way. Had there been no disease, would I be able to disguise as her? Her disease was diagnosed on the morning of the day. Okay. Oh. I know where this is going. With no other way to overcome the voice and height difference. And that one was like the cleanest non-stop debate I've ever had, I think. Because as soon as she said like, yeah, the disease was diagnosed, I was like, didn't Shobai say that the killer slipped up right in front of him? Shobai was the only person there diagnosing Kokoro. The truth is, Kokoro was not, well, she might have had a disease, but I don't think she was like, she would have survived for sure. Well, whatever. So Shobai covered up for her. I just realized. What the fuck? Man, she must have paid him handsomely. Emma, did you just say endemic disease? What about... That's weird. Those who weren't with us at Shobai's examination shouldn't know that. Kokoro has been suffering an endemic disease. Those who weren't with us? Everyone except me, Rara, Ruki, you, and Dr. Shobai and patient Koko. You weren't there, Emma. And how did you know that Kokoro's disease was endemic? What are you talking about? You said it had in the dining room. No, we only said that the disease is a rare one, not an endemic one. What? And surely you should know. Because Kokoro at the examination was actually you, Emma. Tongue slip coming all the way down here. You're getting quite nervous, I guess. Oh my gosh, you can't take it back now. Wait, I just said that it might be an endemic disease. What? See, both islands we've been at were tropical, so I just naturally got the image of endemic disease. It's just a coincidence, and now you're picking on such a minor thing. Pathetic! The lamest excuse I've ever heard. And it's not important whether the disease is endemic or not anyway, is it? The point is, how did I know that Kokoro was suffering a disease beforehand? Indeed, the killer must have started to prepare for the disguise before the examination result came out. So it makes a contradiction if she hadn't been aware of the disease. You got it? You got it? Now you know that you were all wrong, don't you? Well, I have an objection. Was the result true in the first place? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this. That's exactly what I was just saying. Shobai covered up for her. That's bullshit. What do you mean? Even if Kokoro was actually Emma, the disease itself was diagnosed by Shobai, wasn't it? Oh, really? Then let's ask him right now. To Mr. Doctor there, who hasn't said a single word yet. Oh, he actually hasn't said anything until now. What were you doing? Don't bother me. I'm busy arranging details of the last business transactions. There are more than 20 businesses that must be dealt with simultaneously. I have to prepare for alternatives since I'm wasting my time stuck in here. Jesus, what does he think this life at stake trial is for? Shobai, I'm sorry, but I want to ask you something. Ask what? You've deduced the killer, then the trial is all over, isn't it? Just stop wasting time and put an end to it. There still remains the final objection, and we need your testimony to break it, Shobai. During the inspection, you said that, right? You knew the killer from the beginning, and she made a huge mistake. We said that? Shobai, was your examination real? You guys, I have a creed too, as a broker, got it? The examination was no favor, it was a business deal. What are you on about? Never reveal the information about the customers and the business details. I mean, makes sense, he deals with black market folks. If he slipped up, it was his ass on the line. That's my creed as a broker. But this is a class trial, are you gonna stick to that cray crap when your life is at stake? Of course I'm not, the most important thing is my life, you know. However, well, fine, I'll give you a special service this time then. My business partner was Kokoro Mitsume, technically, and I feel no need to respect a dead woman. Wait, Shobai! This is the request I received from Kokoro Mitsume. I was attacked by the Void. I fucking know it! Let's go! Oh. Sorry. I felt vindicated. Because, like, I said Kokoro, as soon as, like, I was like, Shobai covered up for the killer by not saying shit. And the only other alternative was she got attacked. I want to blow the cover of the Void who attacked me, so please make a false examination for my safety. Okay, see? He covered up. And deliver that fake result to the others. I said wait! What? So you mean that Kokoro wasn't sick at all? That's a little different. That request was not made by the real Kokoro in the first place. You said you know who the killer is, Shobai. Then do you mean that you got who she was just by that request? Because it was weird, obviously. I would not leak you this, so she could have spoken when there were just the two of us. But she used the tablet PC to converse even in front of me. And moreover, Emma Magorobi. That woman said that her body is as hot as lava after Kokoro Mitsume fell down. When did she say so? Why did she say so when Kokoro Mitsume was attacked by the Void and not suffering a disease? Maybe she got burned with wounds. On reflection, we just acted upon Emma saying she's got a fever. After taking her to the room, we only drugged her or put a wet towel on her face. This is obviously a measure for a disease, not for an attack. It seems like Emma had out a bait for us. She's got a fever, inducing us to think for a disease. She used Shobai's examination to nail it down. And we all haven't ever imagined that her disease would be a lie indeed. I wasn't with you at that time, but the story sounds awkward even to me. A healthy person suddenly gets disabled by an unknown endemic disease. Yes, definitely awkward. I see. She carefully used her words to distract our attention from the suddenness of the examination results. However, that made her get caught by Shobai on the contrary. What do you mean? It doesn't make sense at all. Emma Magorobi talking about a fever and Kokoro Mitsume talking about the attack. Of course, I didn't notice the disguise at that time. But I got when the murder took place and who the killer is. And we didn't have to wonder if you told us earlier. Why didn't you say that? I told you, I have a creed, shorty. Well, now you have exposed everything, so I felt I don't have to keep it to myself. The secret everybody knows is no more a secret. It's checkmate, Emma. That line is cold, dude. This whole class trial was so good. No, wait a minute. Something's wrong. I'm not the killer. I'm sorry, Amy, but it seems like nobody's on your side anymore. Me too. I first thought that Kanaide's reasoning was wrong. My reasoning is perfect. Wait, we haven't discussed how the killer dealt with the body yet. I was at the outside of the room when the body was discovered. I couldn't have done anything at that time. We could do that treatment in the morning. You know, you could do that treatment in the morning. After you stopped disguising yourself, you didn't have to open the door for us. So you could do your job whether somebody else did it or not. By job, you mean the final step, right? Yes, take frozen Kokoro out of the refrigerator and cut off the hands and feet to hide the severed fingertip. Then the room would be full of blood, wouldn't it? But there was no such trace. Not at all. She was fully frozen down to cells, so there's no risk of blood spill. I see where the dry ice is going to come into play now, actually. Because we still haven't discussed why the air was cold. Still, though, it's checkmate, Emma. Just stretching a little bit. I wanted to stream after this, but I guess that's not happening. I'm really tired. Maybe only flesh would splash. Terrible! Then rearrange the refrigerator partitions back to the original, and put a liquid nitrogen labeled drum for a distraction. Finally get out of the room and everything's perfect. Wait, there's one thing that bothers me. Kokoro is frozen by the quick freeze mode of the refrigerator, right? Not by the liquid nitrogen. No matter how long the freezing was, it must melt if exposed to the room temperature for hours. Indeed, there was blood coming out from the cut surface on the hands and feet. But it was very little. Shouldn't it melt faster in room temperature? The point is that the melting speed was too slow. Perhaps that's because the killer used that. Yeah! Dry ice, baby! That's the last bit of evidence we needed to use. That's because the killer used dry ice. Dry ice? When the body was discovered, there was cold air and white fog in the room. At first we believed it was liquid nitrogen, but it was actually dry ice. Indeed, the bag of dry ice was at the crime scene. She maintained the temperature with dry ice in order to prevent the frozen body from melting. How is it? You don't have anything to refute, right? He's about to snap. Why are you being so harsh to me? Emma. Crocodile tears, Emma. Didn't do anything wrong. I just wanted to avenge Kokoro. That reasoning based upon coincidence makes me guilty. Emmy. God, enough already. When will you ever stop? Even Shobai sick of this shit. Sara! You understand, don't you? I'm not the killer. Please persuade them from me. We're all about to be all up. Such would this reaction be an act for the truth? But all of the evidence is indicating Emma's the killer. It's nothing but her being stubborn. Let's present the final evidence to break down her insistence. Terminate talk shooting! Let's go! Is your chance to deal the final blow. I remember this one. The person defending themselves is going to be desperate, so they're going to throw a lot at you. I mean that in a literal sense. Okay, you'll have to navigate the grid. Yeah, I remember this. I have to I just want to know how to reload. Avoid shooting the normal words. Oh, right, shit, I missed. Okay. I can't shoot the normal words. I need to shoot the orange ones and double shoot the green ones. I have a total of 6 bullets. Wrong. 9. Thanks, Setsuka. When you run out of ammo, shift key, okay. We'll freeze you until your truth gun is loaded, okay. The counter, okay, and then we have to do the whole phrase. Okay, let's go. Let's go! Oh, is that Harley Quinn? That's awesome. Also, the instant reload is insane. Dude, the instant reload is nuts. Setsuka, thank you. Unless it's somebody else, in which case I'm sorry. It's actually kind of necessary, huh? There we go. Oh god. I missed. Why am I so bad at video games? Shit. Emma, stop, please. Oh, I'm out of bullets. Alright, let's see. Alright, both cannot coexist in one place. That Harley Quinn was fantastic, though. I will give her props for that. No penalty as well. We aced that. Let's go. one thing to ask everyone. Has anybody here ever visited Kokoro with Emma? Huh? Oh, that's, Of course there isn't anyone, because the Kokoro we saw during the visit was Emma herself. If Emma came to visit, there'd be nobody in Kokoro's dorm room. What are you talking about, sir? I definitely visited Kokoro's room. Don't you remember Yuki Teruya? Oh, that's true. I went there with Emma. On her way out of the dining room, I came to her and suggested to go together. And did Kokoro open the door at that time? No, it was last evening, the first time Kokoro didn't open the door for us. Well, obviously, how can it be opened with Emma is outside the room? Instead, what Yuki just said makes her more and more suspicious. The excuse that she had no appetite was in order to leave fast and disguise as Kokoro. So as a result, Emma actually never went for a visit with us. So much for caring about Kokoro, when you didn't even visit her. No, not didn't, more like couldn't. Perhaps it was an unexpected event for her to receive this suggestion from Yuki. She did try to get out at first at that time, indeed. Emma, just give up. You have no defense at this point. No arguments to refute now. Let's summarize the case once again. Then you won't be able to refute anymore. Closing argument. I still kind of remember how to do this, but let's see. Okay, yeah. It's a selection where you'll have to resume the case step by step. Yeah. You'll be given a series of images to select for each page. Your objective will be to place every single image in chronological order of the murder. If you're having trouble, you can press the A button to analyze. Yeah, okay. Even doing so will give you a brief description of what's in the image. When you think you have the right idea, press the selection key. Yeah, okay. Once you're confident with your order, press the selection key once again to confirm. If cornered the culprit, it's time to show them the truth and settle this for good. Good luck. Good luck. Guys, you know how this goes. Closing argument. We did this all in the first chapter, but I will be back when I'm done. Until then. Also, before I go, thank you, Iroha. You are an angel. This is so good. Oh, this just makes my work for me.
これが真実です。
Here we go. Like, when I was doing this, I gotta say, this killing kind of... This kind of angers me a lot. A lot. Anyway. The case began with the performance Setsuka set up. During the performance, Kokoro suddenly fell down. At this moment, the culprit said her body is as hot as lava to make it seem like she has a disease. But in fact, it was actually an attack by the killer amongst the commotion. We immediately brought Kokoro to her dorm room. We used her finger to turn on the student handbook. The handbook can only be turned on by its owner's fingerprint. This was later used by the killer. The killer pretended to worry about Kokoro and left the room last. It was to steal Kokoro's student handbook. Soon the nighttime came, and the killer went back to Kokoro's dorm room after everyone was asleep. After seeing that nobody was watching her, the killer started the preparation with ease. First, she tied up Kokoro and cut off her fingertip. This was because she needed Kokoro's fingerprint. Oh my god. Give me a second, guys. I am really sorry, I just keep getting interrupted, man. It's insane. Anyway. After she had stopped the bleeding, she put Kokoro into the refrigerator. The refrigerator had enough size for a person as small as Kokoro when the partitions were removed. The culprit then set the refrigerator to instant freeze to freeze Kokoro to death. Then the killer started to prepare for the disguise. The key of this murder was to disguise as Kokoro, thus pretending as if Kokoro was still alive. For that, she collected Kokoro's clothes, but she still needed the hair part for the perfect disguise. Here, the killer took interest in the museum dressing room, and started their plan from there. Sorry. She had to get ready for the disguise before the next morning. But it was impossible for her to get to the museum at nighttime, as nighttime had already come. So the killer used the rope-like thing to jump down from the monocruise, through the balcony at the 4th floor. Arriving at the museum... Oh, I see. We got Makoto's hair, and Hibuki's. Those are some good callbacks. I like them. Arriving at the museum, she took out a wig that looked similar to Kokoro's hair from the dressing room. This made a loss in the dressing room props list. So she destroyed the Yuki Onna statue and used its hair to fill the list instead. Destruction not only helped cover the loss, but also gave us the sense that the Yuki Onna had awoken. Considering the body state we discovered, it worked out perfectly. On next morning, the killer came back to the Monikers right after the door opened to remove the evidence at the balcony, and used Kokoro's student handbook to send a request to Shobai. I was attacked by the void and want to conceal myself to find that void. So please make a false examination upon me and tell my disease to the others. That was the request. Shobai the Scrooge accepted this request, but felt that something wasn't quite right as he saw the disguised killer. Remaining silent even in front of Shobai himself, and the situation that contradicts with "she's got a fever" mentioned by the killer last night. Perhaps he was able to spot the killer based on these two inconsistencies. Anyway, his false examination made us believe that Kokoro had been suffering from a disease, which allowed the killer to overcome the biggest challenges of this disguise: voice and height. In addition, the killer required us to bring meals for her at specific times, or that she was disabled. This was to reduce the risk of an unexpected situation and to disguise more easily. So, in the end, the killer I had in mind was right. The method wasn't. I got around 70% right, though. And this made her look even more suspicious. For a few days after that, we delivered meals to the disguised killer and saw the face of Kokoro. So nobody ever noticed that Kokoro was dying that very moment. At the same time, Kokoro was gradually being frozen in the refrigerator. But she left a dying message with the last of her strength. She broke 8 icicles that were created by the instant freeze mode, and carved F on the front and O on the back with her nail. How would she be able to do that? I mean, I respect her. I really admire Kokoro for that, but that's really difficult the way she was. Then on the last icicle, she carved I instead of O, and penetrated the longest icicle through the I to complete the message. Give me a second, guys. I'm back. Thought somebody was calling me. They weren't. Took the opportunity to head to the bathroom because I really needed to. Anyway. The icicles meant AF. The icicles meant AF females. Namely, the tallest girl among all females, which was the one who killed I. In other words, Kokoro. Indeed, the killer was the tallest among the females. We couldn't have noticed the killer without the dying message. As time had passed, Kokoro finally died and the killer gave up on their disguise. This morning, using the empty drum and the bag of ice she collected the night before, she prepared to finish her crime. First, she put a liquid nitrogen label onto the drum so that we'd mistake the freezing method as the nitrogen out the refrigerator. Then she took out Kokoro's frozen body and cut her hands and feet off. Now that I think about it, how would she replace the coolant in the fridge with liquid nitrogen? It just doesn't make sense. I'm so dumb. Don't listen to past me, alright? I just like thinking about stuff. It's to prevent us from coming up with the idea of the fingerprint from the cut fingertip. And also to pretend that the Yuki Yona's curse had been cast. Then she put the dry ice onto Kokoro's body to slow down its melting and left the room. All that remains is for us to feel something suspicious as we deliver her meal. And eventually we discover her body. The killer this time was fairly cunning and careful. In fact, we might not have noticed her identity if Kokoro had not left the message. The killer who murdered Kokoro. Thumbnail material! That's actually pretty good. Could be nobody but you, Emma Magarobi, the ultimate actress. So, that just means that Emma's a void as well. Not someone who I expected to be part of the void, honestly. Nobody but me. You said nobody but me? It's a failure then. Yep, there we go. Void Emma has entered the stage, ladies and gentlemen, and with that, the class trial is done. Oh, that's only a B? That's bullshit. I didn't even level up from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and some extra, I guess. Oh, rank, right. I don't know what those are for yet. You finally reached your conclusion. But as you know, it's your it's your second trial. There is only one chance to get it right. Let's find out whether your conclusion was true or not. Ladies and gentlemen, vote for the killer with the button in front of you. Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it going to be? I wonder. There she is. I was right. Duolingo Monokuma. Anyway. Class trial and... Hell yeah, I would like to save. Let's see what we got. That's right. Miss Emma Magorobi was the culprit of this murder case. A rightful verdict indeed. I must say that your performance was splendid. Emma? Damn it! You had the right answer. Emma was the killer. We already worked it out through the trial, so everyone must have voted for her with confidence. But knowing the answer beforehand didn't make this any less of a shock. Having to accept that one of your classmates committed murder. Why? Just why? Kokoro was your close friend. Why did you kill her, Emma? Why would you ask that when there's only one possible reason? It's because she's a void. Aren't you a void, Machan? Huh? Why? Hey, isn't it too early to decide that? How can we be so sure that being a murder equals being a void? It would be best if Emma explained it to us herself. No, we saw it. That last sprite of her pretty much confirmed. That last sprite of hers confirms it. Emma, tell us. Tell us the reason you murdered Kokoro. No need to mind my presence, Miss Magorobi. Speak freely as you desire. What? What is he talking about? Come on, Yoriko, it's so... If Mikado says that, you know exactly what that means. Your abilities far exceeded Mr. Makunochi's, so I put my trust in you. You may use your remaining time any way you want. Having remained silent since the end of the trial, Emma suddenly let out a deep breath and began talking. There it is! There is no particular reason. I did it because I'm a void, just like you said. That's all. Just like Hajime was, I am Mikado's co-conspirator and ally too. I'm sorry if you expected something heroic from me. Emma's beautiful face became contorted as she spoke. It looked surprisingly similar to Hajime's appearance in the last trial. Void! See, I told you. But the Voids! Were they no longer willing to work with Mikado after he betrayed them? Betrayed. Yes, Hajime died. And we weren't told he would die for real also. But from our perspective, it's true that Mikado betrayed us. Then why? Why did you murder somebody? It's too late to turn back. Us Voids, we cannot be saved even if we decide not to follow our plan at this point. Huh? If we antagonize Mikado and help you escape this island, there would be nothing left for us. But you didn't have to go as far as murder! I don't know what your motive was, but we could have helped you overcome it. It's not something that can be magically solved like that. You don't know anything about us. We have our own reasons for doing this. Is that why you killed Kokoro? Was it to carry out the plan as a member of Void? Kokoro said that Hajime's murder was planned in advance. They must have a goal that should be accomplished no matter what. Even if it means killing someone and risking execution. So Emma was supposed to murder too? That is one point that I find strange as well. I am certain that it wasn't Miss Magorobi's turn yet. Oh, really? Oh! Okay. Okay, this flips the script a little. Huh? What do you mean? Allow me to give you a brief explanation. Each of the 5 Voids has to commit a murder in a set order. I believe Mr. Makunochi has mentioned this before. Of course, anyone else is welcome to kill. You would consider this as a safeguard against deadlocks. If only Voids commit murder, other Voids with knowledge of the kill would instantly know the identity of the culprit long before the trial. It would be like watching a mystery TV show after being spoiled the ending. Neither fair nor entertaining. However, it is surely a great merit to know who is supposed to murder next. Then, if it wasn't Emma's turn yet... I was perplexed after realizing who the culprit was. The occurrence of a non-Void murder within my expectation. A Void's muddling up the kill order. It would have been nice if I was informed of this in advance. I'm sorry, Mikado. I messed up the reenactment. No need to apologize. The reenactment? Was there a kill like this before? I legit do not... Wait... No, there was no death revolving cold like that, I think. Although you may not have noticed it, you reenacted the case to a fine extent. Kokoro Mitsume. Because that woman got on my nerves. I had to kill her. But you were really close with her, why? Since I'm going to die soon, I'll tell you. It was when we were watching the twins' performance. What's the matter, Kokoro? The concert is still going on. Why did you want to have a talk all of a sudden? This is also for your own sake. I hope you understand. Emma, you have been encouraging me to join the rest of you for the past few days, correct? Right. Oh, do you finally want to join us? Well, I believe you can suppose so, but only under one condition. A condition? I have plans to cooperate and resolve the situation with the rest of us if you decide to work with us, Emma. What do you mean by that? I don't know. Can't you understand? My condition is for you, a member of Void, to stop working for them and join us. Kokoro opened her mouth. Kokoro was killed because she opened her mouth. Kokoro. No. What are you talking about? Me, a void? I admit you have done a great job so far, but your acting won't work here. You cannot deceive me. Emma Magorobi, you are a void. Don't worry, if I had intended to reveal your identity to everyone, I would have already done so. I know a few others who are quite likely to be in void as well. Still, I am proposing this offer to you because you always approach me with a friendly attitude. I think you'll be able to be of great help. I hope you do not make unwise decisions here, such as attacking me. I am not imprudent enough to talk one-on-one with a dangerous individual like you. Besides, everyone will witness your crime if you do succeed. I've asked Teruya Otori to act as my bodyguard a few days ago. You should be watching us right now. If you're planning on any tricks, give up. What do you want? Just as I said, come to our side. Tell everyone that you're a Void. And share any information you have about Void and Mikado Sanoji. We need the Void's information in order to work out the problem. In fact, I have a fairly convincing suspicion about who Mikado Sanoji might be. If the Void's testimony backs it up, we may be able to escape this island. There are two more voids among us. If I become a traitor, you know what they'll do. No need to be concerned. I believe I know who they are. If you choose to join us, I will make them follow you to join our side. It's easy to say that. We voids have a reason to be committed to our plan. Even as far as to resort to these dirty methods. I don't know how you managed to expose me, but I can't back down here. Even if it's against you, Kokoro. Do you know our plan? No, do you know our pain? Our suffering? If you know so much, why don't you try your almighty mind reading on me? At last, you expressed your honest feelings. What? For the last few days, Emma, you constantly try to get along with me. As the ultimate actress, you played a pure-hearted friend who, with a level of sincerity that even I couldn't doubt. Of course, your real purpose was to keep watch on me, someone who poses a threat to Void. Your overly perfect kindness, nothing but purity in your mind. I was able to notice that you're a Void using these hints. At the same time, I wanted to know how you truly felt. Regardless of your intent, you were the first to become this close to me. Kokoro! Finally, after pushing you this far, I can understand you. Which makes me want for you to join us even more, Emma. Oh. No, I'm not crying. No, shut up. Shut up, I'm fine. I'm fine, I promise. I promise, guys. Guys, I promise. I'm totally fine. Kokoro wasn't just a complete sweetheart who's just looking after herself, like I said many times during this chapter. No, I'm fine. I'm not fine. But don't worry. Whether it's about your father or your adoptive parents, we'll do the best we can to help. What? I told you earlier. Because you showed me your honest feelings, I can understand you now. When I read a defenseless person's mind, I can naturally see their feelings. Hold up. Father, adoptive parents. The Void are being blackmailed. They are being blackmailed, aren't they? Okay. I saw how it was like. You saw it? I apologize for doing it without your consent, but this was the only way to convince Emma? No. This emotion is a twisted, no, a monster. Uh-oh. I'll do whatever you say. I'll bring money. Please don't hurt me. Wait, Mr. Atori! I see. Miss Mitsume has touched Miss Magorobi's raw nerve. You're being blackmailed. I don't know what Mikado's role is in all of that, but they're being blackmailed into doing this. I imagine they did something along their lives, and they're using, and whoever's controlling them all is using those actions as bait. I would say, I don't know if they're followers of Utsuro and Akane. It's weird. This is really, really weird. I don't know what to think of this anymore. But one thing's for sure, they seem to be getting blackmailed by somebody. What are you talking about? Miss Magorobi had lived a terrible past which she absolutely loathes to recall. I could say it's similar to a psychological trauma. The mere act of recalling it is enough to cause her seizures even in normal settings. When it was combined with her complex feelings and the shock from being exposed, Miss Magorobi couldn't control her emotional outbursts anymore. So it was an accidental... No! It is literally Mondo's murder all over again. An emotional outburst. Fuck, dude. Absolutely disgusting. I can't believe this. Now I understand why Emma committed murder when it wasn't her turn. I'm sorry, everyone. As Emma just said, the day after I woke up on this island, Kokoro gave me a personal request. She said she was going to focus completely on finding the voids. No. Oh, I knew she was... I knew she was a threat, but I always thought she was gonna die. She was not gonna die until like chapter 5. She was the Kyoko of this game. And is concerned about the other voids targeting her. So she told me to watch her from a close distance and come to help in case something happens. We must have chose you because you were the least likely to be a void. Wait a minute, Kokoro said that? She made a whole announcement to tell us that she's not going to care whatsoever about void. She said it was to deduce the voids. She wasn't sure who was in void. So she pretended to be ignorant and worked in secret. Kokoro really wanted to help us. I couldn't save her. Teruya, no. I was distracted by the concert and took my eyes off. I left Kokoro to be attacked and die right under my nose. You don't have to feel responsible, Teruya. No one would have expected to an attack on her in a crowded place like that. Yeah, and that would mean it's our fault too for doing the concert. If Kanade and I looked more closely at the audience, they wouldn't have... I know the audience was looking towards the stage, but why didn't the twins see that? Kanade always closes her eyes while playing the guitar, and I can't see very far when I'm focusing on communicating with people on the front lines. Stop it! This isn't the time to blame everyone. We were just unlucky that all these events happened at once. It's already done, but I don't regret it. It was bound to happen someday. After all, this is a curse ingrained in my memory. Even if Kokoro did not bring him my best, I would never have betrayed Void. As a Void, I will put everything in the one last hope we have. Even if it costs you your life. Yes. Besides, I would be no better than a dead person if the plan fails. Really? Huh? Do you really have no regrets? Big Sis has a gut feeling that you really felt happy when you were with Kokoro. Same when you were with us. Hajime said he enjoyed being with us too. She's right! Void is the only one doing this because they were forced to by some unknown reason. It is not too late. You can recompense for what you did later. For now. Don't you think we should work together to give that Mikado a big kick in the butt? Mikado? I'm done. Start my execution now. Would it be alright? She's having second thoughts. I don't think I can face you all any longer. If I stand here for another moment, I won't be able to remain a void. No one but Emma herself would ever know whether she was putting on an act or not. But I could tell that she looked incredibly distressed at that time. Knowing that a classmate committed murder, hearing that she was a void, troubled by mixed feelings, everyone had lost their words and merely stood there watching her. I'll say one last thing. Shinji's plan, I don't think it was fundamentally in the wrong direction. If we had another way out, we wouldn't have agreed to join this nasty plan. Hajime felt it, and I did too. If we met you in another setting, we would have stayed as good friends. But while the plan is in action, all of this process means nothing. No matter what you all do, the outcome is already set. Just like how I'm about to die despite my struggles. The outcome is already set? I will die as another sacrifice to the plan. You should try working against it in the way you believe in. That's all I can say. Emma, are you okay with that? It's your last chance! Can't you tell us something to strike back at Mikado with at the very least? Your words are of no use. The other voids as well as Miss Magarobi have already realized the state they are in. This is their only choice. They must put every bit of themselves in this plan. Just what is that plan you keep mentioning? I can't logically put together anything you or the void say. Well, it would not make much of a difference even if Miss Magarobi or I told her plan to everyone here. As Miss Magarobi said, the outcome is already set. Everything in here is only a step leading toward that outcome. In any case, we should salute Emma's determined resolution. Keeping calm in her current position isn't an easy thing to do. We salute to her resolution. This is Miss Magarobi's favorite type of joke. I don't care, just kill me! Jesus Christ, alright. Alright, I am glad to have worked with such an outstanding person. It's almost a shame that I have to execute her myself. Wait, are you certain about this? The subject of death is not something to be taken lightly. Even more so than you think. Only a few minutes left, you will be executed shortly after. Prepare to take in the full experience of the last moment of your life. Since the atmosphere has cooled down, this looks like a fitting moment to begin the execution. I've prepared a very special punishment for the blackened of this case. Miss Emma Magarobi, the ultimate actress. To die. I'm going to die. She realized. Hold on, don't start it yet. I think I'm scared. Then shall we start? I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I still want to live. I don't want to be killed. Punishment time. Time for the punishment. Oh my god, what? I really don't care if this gets copy strike, that's fantastic. Wait, what? I am Void Pictures? Oh no, Team Void Pictures. Bro, that's... I can't believe this. I'm a massive Harry Potter fan, by the way. Not this song again, dude. Wait, what?
Why so serious?
Oh my god, no! Yikes. Uh-oh. Oh! No fucking way! Oh! Oh! Ugh! That... Oh... That was... Nope. That was a really cool execution, but that was nope. Oh boy, let's just keep going. Poor woman, you never were paid back for your efforts. Farewell. May her remains rest in peace. Ah! An excellent colleague, I must say, but you too were an average being in the end. Begging for your life at the last minute, a pure disgrace.
Please, no more. How? How long do we need to keep doing this?
Damn it! Damn it! Is this over? Can I leave now? Hey, you! What's up with that attitude when you've done nothing? Shouldn't you be used to it by now? I say mind your business. Jobai, I don't care what you do, but aren't you in need of a way to get out of this place too? I can look after myself. Quit bothering me. Oh, was it? Emma Magarobi. I heard her speaking. Kokoro Mitsume, that woman. What she said back then was it was quite bothering. Her death might have been a greater loss than I thought.
Why?
What's he talking about? He just stepped out? Well, everyone, thank you for your hard work. Although there may be less of us now, let us not lose our spirit and return to a normal life. So, I'm kind of curious because every chapter has had a post-chapter scene, if you'd call it that. The first chapter was the Void attacking Mikado, or well, rebelling sort of, asking what the fuck was this, and Sora finding Teruya in the beach. I wonder what this one's gonna have. Even happiness itself would be frightened to come to your disappointed looks. He's a spiteful person, even till the end. The second class trial was over. The culprit of the second murder was executed. Regardless of who she really was, this was the death of a friend who we spent the past few days with. Like I did in Hajime's case, I wasn't able to get used to this feeling. And all that remained in the courtroom was an extremely unpleasant feeling. Even Setsuko and Shinji, who had been our pillars of strength, kept silent as if they've lost their energy. Oh, Iroha, no! Stop crying, Iroha. Guys, I don't know what to say, but let's not give up here. No, not this. Man, what would they have said at a time like this? Damn. Everyone. I never thought I'd agree with Mikado. Big sis? You guys step out of it! Vicky. She had a whole ass character development arc in a single chapter. That's insane. Vicky. What are you all doing? Even Mikado said so. We shouldn't be let down. Let us return to our normal life. Are you gonna stay up all night here, huh? Did she have an alternate personality or something? Honestly, I'm feeling a lot of guilt right now. Haji and M, I was the indirect cause of both their murders. We threw the party that led to Ri dying because I was complaining all the time. And Suka planned the concert where Coco was attacked also because of me. Yeah, right. So what? Isn't this where you normally start crying like a baby? Be quiet! And yeah, this is a hard time, but if I keep being peevish and whiny, I'm going to make another murder happen. Not at all! It's not your fault! Don't put the blame on yourself! No, I realized that I have to change when Suka cheered me up last time. Even more so, I don't want to be a burden on the rest of you. Biki. I guess we should do something too to match up with little Biki's heartwarming speech. Who are you calling little Biki? I love this sprite of hers. I've grown to appreciate Hibiki a lot. Like, I understood her plight at the start, but now that she's like this, I'm like, yes. Right. Emma's words gave confidence to my belief. Voids are victims too. I have no idea about their purpose, but they felt some sense of intimacy with us and fellowship with each other. They're being a part of this plan only because they had no other choice. If we find another way to help them, we could solve everything. I won't let any more people die. I won't give up. Guys, cheer up. We'll get through this. Everyone. It seemed that if Hibiki brought the depressing atmosphere back to life. If you think about it, wouldn't she be the person who changed the most upon coming to this island? She's gonna die, isn't she? After going through a series of events, Hibiki had now developed a mature and motivating attitude. Well, with a few exceptions, of course. Like hell we will. What? You're gonna keep playing friends with each other? Leave me out. I knew this guy was gonna step out. Nikkei is that type of guy. I'm going to do this by myself now. okay? What's the matter all of a sudden? It's not all of a sudden. Didn't I tell you, this wasn't an overly complacent approach. Shinji said Void Sire victims too. But so what? That doesn't make them any less of a criminal. Kinjo called. He wants his everything back. And we don't know when they're gonna come after us. So, well, I'm not keeping you back if you still want to call them friends and whatnot. What? You promised to be in our group and now you're turning on us like it's nothing? Are you a Void? Is it because you're in Void? Think whatever you want. It's just that I can't trust that your naive approach will work. From this point on, I'm on my own like Shobai. Good luck with that strange Teruya guy. Jeez, that fellow, why is he suddenly acting like that? It was pointing to that, like Loki. I knew that all that he needed was a murder to push him over the edge. I did agree with some points in, like last time, but I knew he would turn on us eventually. Suddenly might not be the right word. Nick seemed to have his own complaints, even before the murder. He can be on his own. I don't want to let him join either. And shouldn't we all start moving? Sure, we'll think of what to do next after getting back up. Roha, do you feel okay now?
Yes, I'm sorry for the mess earlier.
Yuki, we should go. Yuki? Huh? Wait, what? Oh yeah, we should leave. What's wrong? You were spacing out.
Yu was a big fan of M. I know how you feel, but try to cheer up for M, Yu.
It's not because of that!
What? Did I say something I wasn't supposed to? Looks like everyone's not in their best condition. It's understandable, though.
They're still mean and trying to stay bright, so let's bear this hardship together.
Okay, let's go up, Kanade. This isn't like Hibiki at all. What are you doing, Kanade? I'm gonna keep your big sis waiting. Get your feet moving. Sorry, big sis, I'm coming.
Yep, there we go. Our moment of delight was cut short by Nikkei, followed by a few others that looked very different than usual. I couldn't imagine how this small crack in our relationship would play out. Although we were all worried about the same problem, none chose to verbalize it, and we finally decided to get rest for the day. All right, let's see what happens now. It's the night after the second class trial. We agreed to put off thinking where to go from here until tomorrow and get some rest. Emma, Void, we don't have any clues about them. What is their objective? For what reason would they carry out a plan like this? Continuously turning over in my mind questions I could never understand. I descended into the ocean of sleep. She's gonna have a nightmare, right? She usually does after a class trial. Maybe not, but we do have something. Yes, things will get important from now on. I'll do my best to look for the thing you told me. Be careful. Act normal in Void and don't let them find out. Okay. Yes, I know. I need a minute. Sorry about that. I just needed to vent a little. I screamed a lot, but you guys heard none of it. Be thankful. Just count on Big Sis for everything. That's the end of the chapter. A Cursed Legend. A Cursed Legend. Chapter 2. What? Oh, that cut off suddenly. Sorry. Emma Magarobi is now dead as well. 3 left. That cut off suddenly. Sorry. I don't know why that did cut off. I'm not pressing any buttons on my keyboard. That was just weird. We got the Oscar award. I figured this would be the item this time. On one hand, I do understand why Kokoro had to die. Like, again, she was just overpowered to the fucking core. But on the other hand, I'm like, an accidental kill. Really? That is upsetting, to say the least. Emma's execution left me a bit... It's not indifferent, obviously. It was very, very, very graphic and brutal, but... Emma was always that one character that I was like, I like her, but she's not part of my favorites by a long shot. Kokoro, on the other hand, especially after those cutscenes, it was... Sorry, I was just looking at my Discord for a bit. Because I also vented to somebody before I returned. I had to send a screenshot of I had to send a screenshot of the game with that line, just for me to say, I'm gonna throw hands with this game, I swear on God. Speaking of which, before I finish with Kokoro, I swear to God, man, if that's not a red herring and Setsuka Chiabukura is part of the Void, I'm gonna quit, alright? I'm gonna fucking quit. I'm gonna quit YouTube altogether. I don't fucking care. No, I'm not. No, but seriously. Oh, man, don't do this to me, Linuge. Please. Please, for the love of all that's sacred, holy, and good in this world, don't do this to me. Don't do it, please. You're better than this. Actually, you're not. Chapter 4 of DRA just clearly says so. But please don't do it. Anyway, Kokoro. I really liked her from the moment I was introduced to her. She was a bit selfish, but I can't really blame her. She was OP. Her ability basically gave her spectator mode, if you think about it. She could tell immediately what kind of people were Void and what their reasons for being in Void were, especially when they lost their cool. But yeah, she was thoughtful, considerate, compassionate. She was just a good person overall, and she literally did not deserve that, which is very unfortunate. I'd say that's the first person in this game that probably didn't deserve something bad happening to them. I still don't know what Yuri's whole shtick was, but I don't know, man. Something about this is amiss. But yeah, guys, with this, we conclude Chapter 2. I've heard Chapter 3 is, like, fantastic, which I don't know. I don't know. I'd say chapters 1 and 3 in the first Danganronpa were the weakest chapters in the game. And I've seen many people that play this and or helped with translation or dubbing have said that Chapter 3 is like the pinnacle of the Danganronpa and other series, and I'm like, holy shit, I am looking forward to it. So yeah, guys, we'll be back next week because that's when I'm able to record probably, and yeah, that concludes the chapter with the deaths of Kokoro Mitsume and Emma Magorobi. Guys, that'll be all for now. Thank you all for watching. If you liked today's episodes, because this was a double session, please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you are new to the channel. Again, we're on the road to 1.2k, which is kind of surreal, but I won't keep saying that every single video. If you want to join my Discord server or follow me on Twitch for more constant updates, link to both is in the description below. And if you want to be notified of future uploads like this one, hit the little bell. You know what to do. I said that backwards. But yeah, guys, that is all. Take care. Till next time. Peace.